friend of mine got a gift, or rather gave it as a gift. I don't know if you've been familiar with these. It's a charity organisation, and you go on their website or you phone them up, and you can give someone else the gift of, say, a goat. And it's a sort of goodwill thing, you know what I mean?
So you buy an African family a goat
that will help them for years.
And it's like you're saying, well, I would have bought you a present.
Yeah, but I've used that money wisely.
Yeah, so it's almost like they've given
exactly
the present. They've given the goat.
Yeah, it's a beautiful idea. But as soon as he told me about it, I thought to myself straight away, knowing Carl's views on charity and giving, I wondered what his views would be.
Well, are they happy with the present over there? Like the people who are getting it?
You're an idiot. What, you think an African family wakes up and there's a little goat with a ribbon tied round it, and they go, oh, look what Santa brought us.
Look, and that mince pie's gone and that glass of milk.
You're such an idiot.
No, but what I'm saying is, does that family want a goat?
Yes.
But why?
It's not they want a goat, it's they need a goat. Do you think... What do you think this organisation is?
Just arbitrarily giving goats to people.
They're going to say, oh, I wanted Nintendo. What are you thinking?
Well, what I'm saying is, right, let me put myself in their shoes. Well,
this will be a first.
Got any. But say I'm one of them, right, over there. Right, I'm sat there, it's Christmas Day, right? I open it up, open the present, little goat there, right? Now, if I was one of them, I'd be going... Not another mouth to feed. At the end of the day, there isn't enough food to go around for themselves, never mind a goat. Don't they say, like, having a dog and that is quite expensive? Sometimes they say, what with all the injections you've got to give it.
Well, I'm assuming it's all above board. The goat's had its injections. That's what some of the money goes towards. It's just a way of redirecting cash.
But the thing is, why do they want that goat? What's the main reason? What does a goat give you?
Milk.
Right. Now, wouldn't it be easy to just send them a bottle of milk? Without all the hassle and the headaches that come with it. That's all I'm saying. And the other thing is, think about the goat. That was happy over here. Suddenly, it's on barren land. No grass.
I'm gonna burst! What do you mean?
You didn't send a goat from here.
I'm saying, who's happy at the end of this, right? You've got a fella who hasn't got a present over here because the mate bought him a goat, right? So yeah, let's do this properly. So there's a tick. He's not happy, right? Then you've got the person who's opened it, who, like you said, wanted something else, right? It's a goat. They go, who's going to look after this, right? So tick, they're not happy. And then you've got the goat going, what am I doing here?
Definitely love this, surely. Have you started seeing this now? Virgin are starting plugging Virgin Galactic. I think it's something like 200,000 quid, and you'll get a chance to go in a space shuttle into space.
Carl, thoughts?
Going to space?
Wouldn't it be a fascinating experience to go into space and look back at the Earth?
I mean, at what point are you all meant to be happy? Do you know what I mean? You're floating about up there, and because you don't get out, do you?
What, you mean to do some duty-free shopping?
I'm just talking, you don't go floating about, do you? You stay in your seat.
Well, they probably let you move around on the shuttle.
Yeah, I know, but I'm talking about getting out. For me, when you go on
you
holiday...
want to get out into space?
Yes, but that's what I'm saying. When you go on holiday, the flight bit isn't the best bit of the holiday, is it? That's the bit you've got to do. So what I'm saying is you've got to stay on this and then you go back home. So you don't take luggage, right? I don't see the point.
Right, so you're there, you're sat in your own clothes for the whole time, same clothes the whole time.
But I don't understand what is the point.
I think it's the view. I think it's two things. I think it's the view and being able to be part of an exclusive club. I went into space. It's all that thing about man conquering nature, and you're one of that elite few that have managed to pop up, see the world from a distance that no one else can see it from, and then pop down.
All that way just for the view.
Yeah.
Is it worth it? I mean, there's a lot of other places I haven't seen anyway. Right, before I think about that, I think if you've done everywhere, I haven't been to Scotland yet, right?
Right, yeah.
I'm not being funny, but do you know what I mean? So just have a look in your back garden before you go looking in someone else's.
In space?
Yeah.
Yeah. What would make it a trip worthwhile for you? I mean, if you did go into space, if we gave it to you free of charge, we said, Carl, go up into
I know
space.
the answer. I know the answer to this, Steve. He's thinking, I'd like to meet some aliens that can talk like I do,
Yeah.
and I can understand them, and they can tell me something. Like what? Oh, they met God, he was all right. That's the sort of thing, that's what he's going to say. He'd like them to look like monkeys in spacesuits.
Yeah.
That would be his ideal thing. He'd like to go to the planet of the
He'd like to go to
apes.
the planet of the apes.
He would
Absolutely.
love
They
to
could
go
arrange
to the...
that.
Look, he's nodding. He's
Yeah.
nodding. Thoughts, Carl?
Well, yeah, that'd be brilliant.
What would be brilliant?
Seeing a little alien and that, having a chat with him, find out what's been going on.
What's been going on?
No, but don't you think that, like, I mean, if you bought me that as a present, right,
Yeah.
either of you,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be that happy. For me, that's a little bit like,
Well, that's annoying because we've got you a trip
We
to
just
space
pulled
and
together.
a goat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
do you know how, like, I am interested in sort of going on another planet, right? Not,
Carl, you are on another planet, mate.
no, but do you know what I mean? It would be quite sort of interesting.
How do you think you'd get there?
Well, yeah, you'd go on a rocket and stuff, but what I'm saying is, at least you know when you get there, you're getting out, you're having a bit of a wander. But I wouldn't be happy in just the journey bit of it. That's all I'm saying.
That's great, isn't it?
But the thing is, right, I was looking into it a bit, because I was reading about the Virgin Atlantic
Yeah.
thing, right? And I was reading something that in 1971, right, 3 of them went up there. There was one bloke in the rocket, right? The other 2 wandered off, had a walkabout, seeing what rocks they can find. Right? And that bloke who was in the rocket, right, he was the loneliest man ever in the world.
I don't know what to do. What that was. I don't know what to do. I don't know if that's some sort of profound poetry or I don't. Do you know what I think he's trying to say? He's trying to say he was, by definition, a human furthest away from all other human contact.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I said.
Yeah, okay. Now, you said loneliest. Loneliest evokes an emotion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like he started crying and writing poetry and listening to Morrissey records.
But what I was thinking is, do you think when he got up in the morning, he still bothered to put his clothes on?
That's the first thing that came into your mind.
No,
when
just
you
because
pictured him
I
in
always,
there.
you know, at the end of the day, even if, like, my girlfriend Suzanne's out at work and that, I'm not happy walking about with everything out, because you never know what's going to happen. I just mean, you know, you never know
Yeah.
if someone's going to turn up.
No, I don't like what I don't like. No, I always pop some pants on or a towel, even if I'm
Not
alone.
always. Because I've knocked on your door when you've been stood there with.
No, he's
Yeah,
taking
but
his trousers off.
No, I did it especially
Oh,
knowing
right.
that you were there. I've done it especially to annoy you.
right.
Yeah, so.
But do you know what I mean? Do you think he was walking about the rocket with his tackle out, or did he
floating
go,
about,
well, you know, no one's watching here?
Do
Do
you
know what I
reckon
mean?
it floats up or down?
Well, if you are the man who was up in a space rocket and was for a short period the loneliest man in the world, we'd love to hear from you. We'd love to hear what you did with your time, how lonely you felt, and also
Lonely?
did you float around with your cock and balls out, Carl? If you could have a superpower like Superman, what would your superpower be?
Can I suggest consciousness?
Yeah.
Can I have the power of thought?
Remember, you've already got opposable thumbs. So cross that one off the list.
Oh, go on, Carl.
There are so many to choose from: telepathy, X-ray vision.
Flight, invisibility,
Choose it wisely.
strength, intelligence.
But why have I been picked?
Oh, for God's sake!
No, but I'm just saying.
It's Rob's question for
No,
you.
but I'd just say, does anyone else want this, or do you know what I mean?
Oh,
No,
what do
because-
you wish you
no,
could do that's
no,
impossible is
because-
the question.
no, because-
or out of... What? What do you mean?
Because with that comes a responsibility. Is what
With
I'm saying.
enormous power does come great responsibility.
So, would you like Spidey senses? Is that what you're saying?
Come on, Carl. You know what these superheroes because they can.
I know, but
they
it
can
always
freeze
they're
things.
never
they-
happy, are they? Do you know what I mean? Spider-Man that wanted to tell that girl that he could climb walls and that. He's like, I can't. Superman never told Lewis and that.
Who's Lewis? Who's Lewis?
Lewis.
Who's Lewis?
It's just a pen pal, of Superman's.
Lewis! His little secret chum! Yeah! Alright, Superman. Hello, Lewis. What are you doing? Superman. Who are you? I can't tell you, Lewis. Brilliant.
You know, Hulk. He wasn't happy.
Oh, he wasn't happy. It's true. He's got a theme. He has got a theme. There's not many happy superheroes, are there?
Leaving aside the superheroes you're already aware of,
Yeah.
what superpower do you want? You don't have to fight crime with it, Carl. Let me just remind you of some of the other things. Invisibility.
All the time, though, or can I sort of turn that on and off?
Let's say you could turn it on and off. Would that interest you?
Yeah. I'll have that.
Right. Okay, and what would you do with this power of invisibility?
Just sort of wander about and just not get seen.
It's a brilliant power. It's a brilliant. And it's put to such brilliant use. It's brilliant. Well done.
And why would you want to walk around and not be seen in that? What would you gain from that?
Don't know. You could sort of go in shops when they shut, so you don't have to go.
How would you get in?
Just get in just before they lock up.
Oh yeah. How would you get out?
Wait till the morning.
Brilliant.
So hang on. So that's your use of invisibility. They found the power of invisibility. You want to sneak into. Bear in mind. No, hang on. You want to sneak into HMV, right? Wait for 12 hours and then buy something.
I love it.
Just so that you don't have to be in there with other people.
Do you know what? I don't want it. I don't want a power.
Why not?
Because I just don't think it'll do me any good. I think it's more of a hindrance.
I love this. It's like, just think of his presents. We've given you a trip into space, and the chance to be invisible.
Not happy with any of them.
Yeah, what he wants is a voucher for HMV.
Yeah. He just wants some tokens for a record shop.
Well, yeah, my mum always said I was old. She said I was an old baby. She said I could frown before I could walk.
Hello, and welcome to the Ricky Gervais Show with me, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant. Hello. And the little round-headed buffoon that is Karl Pilkington.
All right.
Now, you probably know me from such works as The Office and Extras, Stephen being my co-writer and co-director on those things. For those people who are not so aware of Karl Pilkington, he was our producer, sort of given to us when we first started on XFM. And you're thinking, well, why are we doing a podcast? It's because I like to be in a room with Karl Pilkington. You know, like some people go and help sort of chimps.
Do they?
Yeah.
Well, they go to the
and
jungles and things.
And help out little sort of endangered
Diane
species.
Fossey or whatever.
Exactly.
You're very
yeah.
much the Diane Fossey of the Manchester scene.
Of the little bald mank world. And Karl Pilkington is an ongoing experiment for me, because I've seen him blossom from an idiot into an imbecile. And I want to see it through. Look at the way he's looking at us. Look at that. He's got a perfectly round head. And that's why I'm doing this podcast. Karl, what do you think about all this?
It's just, I mean, we are living in that sort of era now, aren't we? That you need to be able to listen to stuff on demand when you want it and stuff.
I know you're not a fan of the iPod in general, are you? Or any of the MP3 things? You're concerned.
I'm warming to it, but
This is what's amazing about Karl. Even though he's talking about things like MP3 players, computers, iPods, he sounds like he was found in a glacier and thawed out. Do you know what I mean? And sort of taught to speak.
We're a couple of high school guys who found him, and we're trying to ingratiate him in the gang, trying to pass him off as someone from the modern day.
But my thing with iPods is, now, do we need them? Do you know what I mean? We're living in that era now where we have invented most of the stuff that we need, and now we're just messing about.
They said that in 1900. Someone actually said everything that's to be invented has already been invented. They said that in 1900, and how wrong were they?
No, but what came out, at what point, what was invented in that year where they went, right, that's it now?
The 20th century. Think what happened in the 20th century.
Go on.
Well, planes.
Yeah, but is that a good thing? Planes and that. Do you need a plane, really? Wouldn't it have been better if we all stuck where we should be instead of travelling about? War. Well, look, war's happening, isn't it? Because everyone's saying, well, now we can fly, we'll go over there.
So there were no wars prior to the invention of the aeroplane?
Not like there is today.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, the world's got smaller, hasn't it? Everyone's saying that, right?
Yeah.
The way I was saying to you the other day, we now go to places where we shouldn't go. People go on holiday to places where you've got to have an injection before you go there.
Yeah.
Forget it then. That's a warning. Don't go
Well,
there.
I'm with you on that. I don't want to enter a country where I have to have an injection to stop me from dying while I'm in that country.
Right,
I
that's-
totally agree with you on that.
So what
Yeah.
happened is, so they invented the plane, and it's like, oh, let's go on holiday, and then they go, oh, I die now. Oh, well, you've got to invent something. Let's invent an injection, and then it's like, right, well, what else do we need to go to that place? There's a lot of faffing. So what I'm saying is,
Is that a place? A lot of faffing.
what I'm saying is, you know, Steve's travelled more than I have. You've been to like dangerous places.
I've been to places where you need injections, yeah.
Yeah, but why?
Because it's fascinating, isn't it? You know, do you not believe in that idea of travel broadens the mind? You know, it makes you experience other ways of life, other ways of thinking. It just enriches you as a human being. That's the whole reason people go travelling.
Well, since the invention of the telly, you don't have to go that far to see
You're
it.
absolutely right.
So there you go then. The telly was the 20th century, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So where
Some
would
good
you
stuff.
where would you stop then? You'd stop making stuff now? Stop inventing stuff right now?
If we're going to invent something, right, forget like the traditional way of people having kids, right? The way they, you know, have it away in that. You know, the little
What do you
kids-
mean? What do you mean?
No, you know, like the way that, you know, we have kids and stuff. If it'd be good if what happened was to control it is if man and woman, right, they're born and that, they enjoy their life, they learn a lot, they live to be about 78, I think by that point.
So specific.
Yeah, 78,
No,
yeah.
but by 78, I reckon you've sort of got to that point where you go, do you know what, I've done everything I'm going to do. If you haven't bungee jumped by the time you're 78, you're not going to do it. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like...
Your hips come off.
You've done it all now,
Yeah.
and then you die, right? So say if everyone had that, they live to be 78, but then just as you die, you have a little baby inside you, and as you die, your life carries on.
Sorry.
How is
are
this
you-
happening?
Sorry, are you mental?
No, but don't you
I
think...
mean, what? I've never heard such drivel.
You're saying that, but if Newton said it, you'd go, interesting. That's what annoys me.
The point is, Carl, he never would. He'd
What?
never say it. That's the point.
But if you never say it, if you never say
I
it...
don't understand what you're talking about there. What? How was it? How is there a little baby in a 78-year-old?
No, what I'm saying is it's like an apple, where the apple grows and it's got its little baby pips in it, and the apple goes and the seeds are planted and a new one's born.
But that's what happens.
But that is what reproduction is.
Yeah, but I'm saying babies aren't being born left, right, and centre. It's controlled, so that as someone dies, someone's born.
But Carl, stop. Whose responsibility is
Look,
this?
if you don't want to do it, then
whose
won't do it. But I'm
is it
just
supposed to be nature? Has nature got to develop humans so that we act that way? We live that way? Or is this a scientific experiment?
Like he said to you then, he said, look, if you don't want to do it, we don't need to do it. Like, if you were up for it, we'll sort it out. We can do that.
We'll have a wit round so we can do the
It's-
research.
I just think at the end of the day we've got to do something. And is anyone keeping an eye on this and looking at what we can do next to control the population thing? It does my head in that I've got to live in London for work and what have you. And there's loads of people here. And, you know, forget going out on a Saturday night, it's too busy. And you can't move and they keep... I mean, what annoys me about London
So
is...
your solution is that 78-year-old women have little babies inside them, and as they slip away into death, the little babies... And how is that baby then
Who looks
raised?
after
Who
the
looks
baby?
after the baby?
Because it's a pretty good system having a baby while you're young enough to look after that baby and make sure it lives to, reproductive age itself.
I mean, that system's been working for years.
Nature's sort of sorted it out. Natural selection and evolution sort of makes that a good model.
But wait a minute, nature. Pop that on hold, because Karl Pilkington's got an idea.
Yeah.
That's what it was, just an idea.
Yeah, well, it was nonsense. But thank you for it.
The worst. I mean, it was the ramblings of someone you'd find by themselves in a hospital eating flies.
This is the sort of thing you find when, if they find maybe a pamphlet or a booklet written by a psychopath. You know, someone, just before they went on a rampage and then turned the gun on themselves, they go through their possessions and they find a book and it's got weird drawings, women with knives in their face, and this kind of
In
garbage.
fact, I saw a similar sort of theory written out on a wall, but it was written in shit.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, all I'm saying is, I think it's, you know, when people die normally, everyone's fed up about it, aren't they, and a bit down. But if when you pass away, you go, oh, we're going to miss Gladys or whatever, but then there's this new life brought in, it's almost like a bad news, good
But
news.
you're talking about it like someone could pick this idea up and run with it. Like you've given them enough information to do it. How is this possible? Where does she get the baby from? Why does it grow? Why grow it in Gladys's belly? Why not have it in a drawer?
But what I'm saying
ready
is,
to go, just add water. I mean...
Who looks after son of Gladys?
There is no theory here. There's no... It's the ramblings of a madman.
what I'm saying is, though, the body's always changing, innit? From caveman to now, or whatever.
In some
changing.
cases.
And they're always finding out more and more. Like I read the other day about how they're saying, do you know, like they say, people have 6 senses.
Yeah.
There's loads more than that. Right, and there's this one.
I say, show me that you've got one.
No, right, and there's this one that's knocking about.
Go on.
That what it is. Say if I'm in a pub, right, and I'm just doing a crossword or whatever.
Unlikely, but go on.
And there's some woman who's walked in, right, and she's staring at me.
Yeah.
I know she's looking at me, and I look up and I look round, she's looking at me.
Right.
And they're saying that's a new sense that they found out from, like, you know, doing tests and what have you.
Yeah, it's rubbish.
And they're saying
okay.
that's been around since like man and dinosaur was knocking about.
They've stopped.
No, they've
pursuing-
explained
I
it.
think it's safe to assume that, you know, that with your perfectly round head, people are always stopping and
No,
looking.
but they
I
explained
mean, you
it.
just know that there's probably going to be someone there if you look
They
right.
said it's from the time when, like, caveman was, like, wandering about, and he'd go, hang on a minute, and he'd look round, there's a dinosaur there or whatever, and he'd leg it.
This is nonsense. One,
not-
I hate it when people use the term when caveman was wandering around. Caveman and dinosaurs. Oh, they used to live together. Yeah. Oh, that's the same era. Yeah. What have you been watching? Raquel Welch.
What do you mean?
Well, what do you mean caveman wandering, knocking around with a dinosaur?
You know, the Flintstones is only partly based on fact. Dinosaurs and man did not coexist. The dinosaurs had long gone before man arrived. Extinct. Kaput. You don't believe us?
Well, you don't believe because you've seen.
Because you saw that film where they took pictures of lizards and magnified them and put them next to men in film so they looked like they were fighting.
Yeah.
No, but why couldn't that have happened?
What is the film with Raquel Welch? A million years
10
BC.
million years BC or
A
something.
million years BC. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but
She had a sort of woolly mammoth bikini. Fact.
What I thought we could do, Carl, on this, the brand new 5th series of the Ricky Gervais Show, we're talking about things that have happened since we met, looking back, what have you learned, where are we going forward from this. I thought we could play Room 101, the popular TV show where people cast the things they hate into Room 101 forever. Room 101, of course, is taken from George Orwell's 1984. Room of all your fears and terrors, and so.
Is there a copyright issue here? Can we just steal this idea?
Well, yeah. Well, let's play Room 102.
Clever.
This is the room next door to Room 101, which is worse, in my opinion.
Is it?
Oh, Winston Smith. He'd love to be in Room 101 if he went to Room. He'd go, "Oh, get me back to Room. I didn't know where. Oh, I didn't know I was born. This is much worse." So, Carl, these are things that really annoy you. Don't put in things like, you know, cancer and racism. I mean, that goes without saying.
They're already in there.
They're already in there. All the terrible things in life here. This is just your little bugbears, the things that really annoy you that, you know. Well, I actually did the real show and I put in things like, lateness. That's my bugbear. I can't stand it. I think I put in, parents who let their kids run riot. Parents who think that everyone is interested in their kid as much as they are. I remember I was talking about this family, right? They were passing the baby around in a restaurant, and it was like being sick, and they were all shouting about it, and I was like, oh, and I got onto, oh yeah, they were breastfeeding it, and at one point I went on this sort of like digression about a friend of mine who moved to the country, and the woman next door, sort of this hippie woman next door, about 40, you know, one of those sort of like long grey hair, you know what I mean? Shave your legs and stop wearing flip-flops.
Yeah.
And they said, oh, we're just neighbours and we brought you round a rice pudding. And they gave my friend a rice pudding. And she went, oh, it's made from breast milk because I'm still lactating. And I went, thanks very much. And of course she went and they threw it away and washed the dish and gave it back to her. And it annoyed me. The arrogance of coming round and saying, it's rice pudding made by breast milk. Get out of here,
Yeah.
you dirty hippie.
Is that what you'd have said though if she'd arrived? At your
No,
door?
I'd have said, "Oh, do you know what? I'm breast milk intolerant." No. Well, I remember the next day it went out on television. A journalist said, "Oh, Ricky Gervais showed his misogynist side." No, I stand by it. I don't eat strangers' breast milk. I'm saying about it totally natural. Well, it's not okay. Yeah, it's a cum sandwich. It doesn't matter if it's natural. It's fucking disgusting. Don't make me a rice pudding out of breast milk. You know, I'm not a fussy eater.
Sure. Well, you are.
Yeah.
But no, I know what you mean.
Surely you draw the line there of a stranger's breast milk.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely. Any kind of jizz plan.
This plan, do you know what I mean?
That's giving you an example of the sort of thing that one might put into room 102.
Yeah, people who try and make you eat their breast milk disguised as rice pudding.
It's quite a specific fear.
Yeah.
That one.
Graham.
Oh, come on. He doesn't deserve that.
Slugs was in there.
Slugs. So, then there's, you have to put a case forward, and me and Steve decide whether slugs go in, or whether they stay out, whether they've got a purpose.
It's just because I'm having a problem with slugs at the moment. There's a lot of slugs coming in the house.
Why?
Don't know. They can get where, like, water can't, you know what I mean? Because they're boneless, aren't they? So
Well-
any little gap.
So's water boneless. There's not many bones in water.
No, that's what I said.
Yeah, but you're saying they can get somewhere that water can't.
Yeah, no, they're even more likely to because they sort of move about and that, and they're looking for light. Water's just happy where it is. You understand what I'm saying?
Why banish them all to room 102, slugs? Because they're harmless, aren't they?
Yeah, but I also think, I mean, at the end of the day, they're happy wherever. So stick them in room 102. They're not bothering me, and they're happy. They're not bothered what the room is.
No. This is a metaphor. Room 102 means they disappear from existence. It's not really a room where you put in slugs with people making rice pudding out of their breast milk. It's not really. No, it's not. You can't rent that room. We're saying, would you take slugs out of existence?
That's quite a tough call, isn't it? Because everyone's going to have a go. But I don't know what they do. All I know is they're clogging up my piping. I had to go out and buy a plunger. I hadn't seen them since, like, comics when I was a kid. And I suddenly thought, I need one of them things that I always saw in comics. I never thought I'd need one of them in my life. It's 2008. I've got slugs in my pipes. So I went out, £3 it was. I had no idea what the going rate is for a plunger.
Where did you go and get one?
It's a hardware shop round the corner. So I went round there, I said, have you got a plunger? He said, what size do you want? I said, what size have you got? He said, oh, we've got 3 different sizes. I said, I'll have the middle one. So that was £3. And took it back, gave it a bit of a plunge. And I think it was slugs. Like, all like bits of black stuff came up. I think it was slugs in there, like broken up slugs.
Well, hang on. That could just be black gunk, couldn't it?
No, it looked very sluggish. Because remember, I've had a problem with them anyway. I'll go to the toilet or whatever, look round, there's a slug climbing up the wall out of the shower basin thing.
Are you sure it's a slug?
Yeah, definitely slugs. I have to keep chucking them out because I don't like killing anything.
Right.
I didn't want to kill the slugs with slug pellets. I bought some copper ribbon.
Right. They don't like going over that.
They don't like that.
They get a little
shock
charge,
off it.
yeah.
But now that should be a warning. But instead they're diverting. They've done a diversion. They've gone up the wall and across. Now it's like, that's a warning. That's like having a no trespassing sign.
Yeah.
And they're just going bollocks to that. And they're getting in. And it's annoying me. And now you get to a point when you do say, well, if they carry on like this, I'll have to kill them because they're not... How much...
They're not playing by the rules.
I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what the purpose is. They just sit there still. I don't see him doing anything. I was looking at one close up.
But what do you want to do? Be
life
reading Rousseau. What do you want a slug to do?
In the same way you see a bee collecting pollen, good, it's doing its little work.
But
ants carrying big leaves or whatever.
But
the slug's just sat in the
They're
middle
all
of the
doing the
kitchen.
same thing. They're all doing the same thing. That slug is out. It's eating. It's finding
there's no food. There's no food in our kitchen for a slug, believe me. There's not enough there for me sometimes. So never mind a slug. There's nothing for it. Definitely not in the shower. What's he doing? So I told you ages ago about how they cause more problems than good. They eat cabbage,
Right.
when they shouldn't be. They get in letterboxes and nick stamps.
They don't nick stamps.
They eat the stamps. They like the glue on it.
Right.
Right.
Is this a big problem, though? Is there an epidemic of slugs eating stamps?
But I think it is, and that's why they're so slow. I think they're sweating glue.
And it's slowing them
They're
down.
eating all them, and that's why they're sticking to stuff. Have you ever picked up a slug? Well sticky. They give off this glue. It's like all the glue they've eaten off stamps. They panic, and when they sweat glue.
Sweat! Think of a slug! What do you mean they sweat glue? You're making up nature. This is like Attenborough, but made up.
When you see a slug,
Yeah.
you prod it, it gets nervous, it wants to run off. But the problem is, because it's sweating glue,
It's not sweating glue!
it makes sense.
It's just a nonsense theory.
It's just what I've noticed on them.
Right, Rick, do you allow slugs in room 102?
Well, I think we should, if they're going to be gone forever, then we should put a case forward. They're amazing creatures.
Yeah, but you haven't got them in your house, it'd be different. All you've got is people coming around saying, do you want some rice pudding? That isn't a world problem.
That wasn't me.
Alright, whatever it was.
No, but they're amazing. They've got two sets of like antennae. The one at the top is for light, and the next one is that they can smell and get food in the air, just the slightest.
What do they do for the world?
They're food. If only.
It's not good enough, that. It's not good enough.
What do you mean? That's the ultimate sacrifice. Surely them being food for
Who's
something.
eating them?
Hedgehogs.
Do they like them?
Yeah, they love them. They love slugs.
Do they?
Yeah.
The thing is, though, if you're always going to upset someone, aren't you, with anything I put in room one.
No, you just got to make a reasoned case, and I'm not sure that you've argued well enough.
I'm just having problems with them at the moment. I spent £3 on a plunger, and I don't like the idea that every time I get up in the night to go into the toilet or whatever, I've got to put the light on because I might have a bit of sluggage between my toes.
Sluggage, a little bit of sluggage between the toes.
But if you're going to put everything in your house that causes problems, what else are we going to have here?
No,
boilers?
I'm not. It's just, at the end of the day, you only moan about what's fresh on your mind at the moment. And I haven't, I've got to go to that house, and I dread to think how many slugs are going to be stuck to the ceiling and everything.
Right, okay, so we need to move on. So, you are not putting them in?
I'm not putting slugs in.
Alright, slugs have not gone in, Carl, I'm afraid. Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, and with us,
Carl Pilkington.
This is the worst chair I've ever sat on. And I've sat on some fucking chairs in my life.
Yeah! Right, are we started?
One.
Are we ready? Are we recorded?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah. Right.
Hello and welcome to a brand new series.
Oh.
What?
It's ridiculous.
I was getting all fired up.
Excited and motivated.
What are you talking about?
One. Just seems a bit loud, that.
Well, you should have sorted that out. Look at that. Look at this, Carl.
This is a shambles, mate.
This is a...
People have paid good money for this.
Carl, are we ready now?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, come back here then. We're doing a podcast, you dopey bald twat.
What are you doing?
Right, go on. We'll just have
Those
to go
look-
with it.
What are you up to?
Fucking Davros.
Hello? Yeah. I'll just sit like that.
Right, okay, ready?
So it was your problem.
Oh, Jesus.
Just this carpet.
Right, ready?
Yeah.
Hello, welcome to a brand new series of The Ricky Gervais Show with me, Ricky Gervais.
Hello.
Well, no.
I was so excited to say hello.
Okay, right, okay. Hello and welcome to a brand new series of The Ricky Gervais Show with me, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant.
Hello.
And the little round-headed shaven chimp that is Karl Pilkington.
Alright.
The boys are back in town.
What concerns me, is this the tail end of the last series of podcasts, or is this a brand new comeback? What I mean is this Take That, when Robbie Williams had left, they sort of limped on with a couple more songs and then called it an end? Or is this the triumphant return of Take That?
This is, I think we're like a great rock group who's just been away for a couple of years doing their fifth album.
Right.
Is it the fifth?
The
What is
mediocre
it?
fifth album.
Yeah. We've done 1, 2, 3 series. We did the specials, which is like a 4th series. Yeah, this is like the 5th series. Here it is, the 5th series of podcasts. Although I can't call it podcasts because they're audiobooks, because we're charging for them. We're not even going to give them away free first, then charge for them, because in the past we've given them away free. Oh, and then we put them on iTunes, a back catalogue. You can buy them if you missed out on the last year when they were free for a year. Now you can pay £1. People are complaining. Last time we gave it away for free, like a year later, we sort of put it up there. People can buy it. They're going, oh, this was once free. Well, yeah, it was once free. So we did our bit. We gave it to you for free, and now we're charging for people to get. You should have bought it for free. We can't do any more. If everyone did that, I mean, it would just be a better world, wouldn't it? Give it away for free, maybe, and then charge for it if you're too late. So we're not even going to give this one away for free, because they annoyed us, didn't they, Carl?
Yeah, a little bit.
We actually did a bit of planning for this as well. We thought, we're going straight to a paid audiobook. Let's plan it. Let's not just come in here and shambles. We've booked a studio. We're in a nice little studio in West London. Our own little... It's all to ourselves, isn't it? We're just...
Look at the chairs. Look at the chairs.
Yeah, Steve didn't get a good chair, but...
Yeah, well, yeah, I got a rubbish chair. Look how big I am. I have a giant sat on like a kiddie's chair. And you've got... Look at you, you're almost half asleep. As usual. Carl, I don't know why you need a good chair.
What do you mean?
Why do you need a good comfy chair? Look how you're sat.
This is
You could be perched on a stool, you could be perched on a box. Why don't we swap chairs?
Well, why do you want to, what's wrong with you?
Because look at it!
Is this how you normally behave? You always get your own way at home? Is this how it is?
Yes, in my house I do normally sit in a chair that I find comfy.
Will you be happy if I swap chairs?
Yes,
I had to get him a special chair. I bought some chairs for the office. I bought them. He went, oh, don't like this one. So I went and got him another one. It was actually cheaper than the one he had. He said, yeah, I like that more.
Well, there you are. That's a lovely happy ending. You ended up saying...
I didn't give him a happy ending. I did not give him a happy ending. He just sat there and we worked. There was no happy ending
If you get this, will you be happy?
I think I would be happy.
What do you mean think? It's like Goldilocks. Are you going to be happy with this or not?
Well, why don't you let me try it on for size and see how we get on?
This is... I feel guilty charging for this.
Well, let's just try
How's
it.
that, sir? Is that okay?
That's a nice chair, actually.
Well, you're going to move the chair, so you're going to sit... Oh, no, it's the whole dynamic.
No, I'm going to move the chair, don't
Yeah,
worry.
you got to you can't, it's got to be me and Steve one side and the little round twonk the other. There you go. Right, okay, we're going to start any minute now. We had a little cup of coffee. There's some Kit Kat in the fridge, isn't there? Right. We thought we'd feed Carl a little Kit Kat later, because he's like, he's there, he's sort of pressing the buttons, he's keeping an eye on the computer and everything, and it's like a doctor. A doctor doesn't swab his own forehead, so what I'll do is I'll get a little Kit Kat later, I'll dunk it in Carl's tea, and then I'll feed him a little Kit Kat.
Look forward to that.
Yeah. How fussy was Carl as well with the tea? He talks about you with the chairs. He was looking at what tea bags there were. I went, oh, PG tips. Oh, okay.
It's a bit strong, PG.
I can't believe you've got a favourite tea bag.
What's your favourite tea bag?
Twinings, English breakfast.
Can you really tell the difference?
Yeah, I can. I've done like a little test on it, because my mate was saying, oh, it's rubbish, it's all in your head. And he had a selection of tea bags. We had nothing else going on. He said, right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to make 3 teas. And he used Tetley, PG, Twinings. Straight away I got the Twinings, straight away.
Party time.
Yeah.
Party time in the Pilkington household.
Oh, man, I like
Oh, when was this? How old were you?
Oh, it was just going back a few months. I was like a Jilly Goulden, just sort of having a little... You can tell by the smell of a PG, because it's strong tea, that. Very strong. Twinings is quite fresh and light. Tetley was just the one in the middle.
Can they get their money back? If they have paid for this, can they get their money back? And
I
just
like my money back.
illegally download it with the
This
people
isn't
that...
for the thing, is it? We're just having a chat.
Oh, we can tell, like the tea bags, we can tell the quality podcasting from the rubbish, can we?
We'll take this out. If this is still in, then it didn't go well. Right then. So let's start now. Let's start. Right.
Concentrate.
So, episode 1, I thought what we'd do, is maybe go over some of the things that have happened since we met, as it's the final series. We met in about 2002. I thought we could think about how the world's changed in those 7 years. 7 years.
Well, certainly the big news is the endless threat of terror.
Terror, the war on terror, that had kicked in when we met Carl all those years ago. When I walked into that room, we were given this little, what I at first I thought was a little slack-jawed gimp, sort of techno kid. It turned out that he wasn't very technical either.
Didn't even have that.
No, didn't even have that, just a gimp. And he opened his mouth and we thought, we've struck gold here. This is like a vein of pure idiocy. So that was going on. Podcasting hadn't been invented That's new, isn't it?
You were very much a pioneer, if you don't mind me saying, Rick.
Thanks, mate. The iPod. We've talked about the iPod. Carl, not impressed. I think it's just an amazing piece of design.
No, it is. It's good.
Yeah.
I've always said it's good. Now I've got one. I was listening to it on the way here.
Yeah.
But all I'm saying is,
How many songs have you got on it? Because you said there's only about 3 songs you'd want to hear.
well, what I've probably got about 400 on it now.
That's right.
But there's no sort of filler. I don't just go putting full albums on it.
No.
I handpick.
Yeah.
But what's odd is I find that I'm sort of buying stuff that I wouldn't normally buy if it was only on record, which is good but bad because I've got a lot of clutter now. You know what I mean?
We said you haven't. You said you haven't got a filler.
I thought you were cherry picking.
No, but what I'm saying is, like yesterday I bought some Dr. Hook.
When was the last time anyone thought, I'll tell you what I haven't heard for a while, Dr. Hook?
Well, I heard it and I thought, oh, I used to like that one. My mum used to have that one when she was doing the Sunday dinner. I thought, I like
What
that.
one? What did she used to have on?
Dr. Hook.
What, every Sunday?
Well, it's just, that's the memory I've got of it.
I'm cooking the turkey, put the Dr. Hook on.
It just always on. And some other country western singer.
My mum was Jim Reeves. She always put Jim
Yeah,
Reeves
she liked
on.
Jim Reeves.
Yeah, I like Jim Reeves.
My parents didn't like music. Silence
Oh no.
in my house. It was constantly never put record on.
Oh,
Wow.
At our house, Suzanne it does her head in when she comes round to mum and dad's house because there's music on in every room, all different. And my mum's got into this fella called Roger Fender or something, some country western singer, and it's on all the time on loop, the same song. She said the sheep across the road has started to sort of hum to it. It's on that much.
Brilliant. Think of looking over and seeing some sheep humming.
No, it's
Roger
just,
Fender, whoever he is.
I think that's his name, but yeah. So I've bought some Dr. Hook, and what I'm saying
What
is,
did you buy? What Dr. Hook did you buy?
it's called If Not You. It's called.
Oh yeah, good. Yeah.
And I wouldn't have bought that if I had to go to a record shop and.
Well, no, it wouldn't be available. They'd go, what are you talking about, mate? Have you got that one by... Mate, can you leave the store?
Well, yeah, but that's a good thing, isn't it, now that you're being opened up to a whole different...
Yeah, but it's that
sphere
thing of just buying.
That's what excites me most,
Exactly.
the back catalogue that you can, without trying to go
it's
into
good, but I'm just saying that that's what happens, isn't it? If you've got a space for something, you fill it. And that's the problem. If my iPod wasn't an iPod and it was a cassette, Dr. Hook wouldn't be on it.
He wouldn't feature.
He wouldn't be on the cassette. Elvis would be.
Yeah, just the big boys.
What's wrong with having a space and filling it? I mean, there's a space between your ears. We'd love to fill that, but...
Just because it's normally stuff you don't need if you've got too much space and you're filling it. It's like Ricky's house. You've got stuff in there now that you wouldn't have had in a smaller flat. You've got dead owls and stuff like that.
Right.
Dead owls? Why are you buying dead owls?
No, it's an antique thing. It's an antique stuffed down, and I was assured it died of natural causes of old age. And then
it looked in good nick. It didn't look upset.
But dead owls suggest that they just fly into the room and I just leave them there.
No.
Like they crack their head.
But
You're just sat in your dressing gown constantly, drinking gin.
Jay, there's another dead owl. Clean up. Feed it to the cat. Feed it to the puma.
But that's what I'm saying. I haven't got room for a live owl. Never mind a dead one. So that's the difference, and that's the same with an iPod, isn't it? With an iPod, because you've got so many gig, you go, what will I have? Well,
Yeah, but Ricky's not sat at home looking at an empty space in his flat thinking, I need to fill that with something.
I think he would be. What would be there? If that dead owl wasn't there, what would you put there?
But you've picked on one thing. You've picked on one.
Well, that's all you
small...
can do. I'm just picking on an example. What else do you want me to pick? I'm just saying I have not got room for a dead owl. So I'd never look at one in a shop. I'd go, I'm not going to buy that because I haven't got the space for it.
But why are you obsessed with, like, someone trying to pressure you into getting this dead owl? I mean, it seems a weird thing to shout. I have not got space for a dead owl.
No, but if I had an urge to see a dead owl,
Right.
Natural History Museum, loads of them.
Right.
I've never seen one and gone, oh, I wish I didn't have to go to the museum. I want one in my house. That to me is like, right, Suzanne, have we got everything? Have we got a dishwasher? Yeah. Washer dryer? Yeah. Ironing board? Yeah. Right. There's a bit of space there. Is there anything you want? Then, if it's like, dead owl? Alright, we've got the room for it. But the way we're living now, we've definitely not got room for a dead owl. That's all I was saying. And to me, a dead owl...
I'd like this to be part of estate agent's patter. There's a lovely space there for you can fit in about 7 dead owls. They don't do it by square footage anymore. It's 6,000 dead owls. You idiot.
Another email here. It's an interesting fact. I'm hoping it's true. America's first nudist organisation apparently was founded in 1929 by 3 men. Now, what intrigued me when I read that is the fact that it's clearly 3 blokes just trying to meet some nude women.
They're all 52, balding,
Exactly.
with little, sort of those gold-rimmed glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're just wandering around, and it's all quite saggy down there, and they're just knocking on doors saying, we've just set up an organisation, it's perfectly above board, completely
Yeah.
legitimate, it's a nudist organisation. You got any women in there that want to come and join us? Because we
Well,
haven't got
not
any
really.
female members at the moment. Got any women in there interested in, volleyball or trampoline?
I can't be doing with it, me.
You hate nudists, don't you?
Nudists. I don't understand what it's all about at the end of the day. And here's something, right? Do you know, like, when you're a bloke nudist, right? Do you ever get any who just have, like, a small knob?
I don't know. I don't understand the question.
What's that? What's your point?
Well, are there any blokes who are knocking about who just have a normal-sized knob, or maybe a bit smaller than normal, who are happy wandering about showing off what they haven't got, if you know what I mean?
I don't think nudists are just doing it because they're so proud of their knob.
No, but there's got to be a little bit of that in it, isn't there? Just saying, most blokes who, nudists, they must be pretty confident in themselves to, I looked once.
What?
Where are you
Because
It's
what is
natural.
this?
It's natural, that's what I'm saying.
What do you mean? This
As a
is
bloke.
Carl takes a sneaky look at
No.
menscocks.com.
No, what I'm saying is, it's
Where
natural.
was this happening? You were in a gym.
No.
A lot of guys are getting changed, and you were just checking out their knots.
You're at your bedroom window with a pair of binoculars,
No.
and there was a little fella across the road getting changed.
I was at some night out once.
Go
right?
on.
So you were at heaven, and you were in the
It
toilet.
was some night out, and some people come running on the stage, right? Some music started coming on, and these 4 people ran out. It was 2 women.
So you were
2
at a gay
blokes.
strip club.
It wasn't gay in that. It was just a normal night out. Well, some sort of party night out.
Right.
These people come running on, right? You got 2 women. You got 2 blokes.
Right.
They whip the knickers off. The fellas whip their undies off.
At the same time?
Yeah, all at the same time.
Was it like,
that,
was it like a choreographed thing?
So
Go on.
that happened, and all I'm saying is, right, before I had a look at the woman's bits, right, I just had a little cheeky glance at the fellas.
Why? Why?
Just checking it out, just seeing is everything normal down
Why
there.
weren't your eyes drawn instantly to the ladies' bits?
No, don't believe me. I had a look at that. All I'm saying
But you
is,
went to the guys first.
I didn't know how long pants were going to be left off for.
So you didn't want to miss your opportunity, is what you're saying? You saw a window of opportunity to see some men's bits, and you thought, I better take it.
No,
because this may never happen again.
No,
So what happened? So there's
had a
2
look.
women, 2 men, right? I don't know what sort of event this is where you're looking at anyone get their knickers and pants off. I don't know why you're looking at all.
night,
So you go right. There's knickers and pants off. Right. Let's check out the knob and testicles first.
you're telling me you've never, like, when you've been in a gym or anything, you've not just sort of turned your head, had a look, and gone, all right, yeah, that's all right. Yeah.
So let's just get this question right. Have we ever been in a gym and just taken a sneaky glance at a man's genitals? Is that your question to us?
Right, for me, it's the same as when you see someone who's a bit odd, 2 heads or whatever.
Well, I'll be honest. If I was in a gym and a bloke came in with 2 heads, I'd look.
Well,
I'd get a sneaky glance in the mirror. I'd go. "Oh,
sorry, but you'd look at his genitals or his 2 heads?
It's 2 heads.
Or would you sneaky look at the heads and then think, I wonder if he's got 2 cocks? And just...
I'd have to have a look there. If I'll tell you what, and now I admit it, if I'm ever in a gym and a naked man with 2 heads walks in, I probably will check out the genitals as well, just to make sure that he's got 2 of everything.
Can I tell you the thing that always freaks me out? I do sometimes go to the gym, and I live in North London, and the thing that always freaks me out is if there's an elderly man, often quite short. I'm always freaked out because there's at least 2 I'm aware of who've got very, very large penises. And I always find that really disturbing because sometimes you can't help but notice because it's like Godzilla coming through the change room. Do you know what I mean? So
there you
that
go.
I do admit that's the only instance where my eye has been naturally drawn to it.
Do you know what annoys me in gyms? Where people walk round happily naked all the time whistling. They get weighed naked, pop a towel on and take off 3 ounces.
How exact have those measurements got to be?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Pop a towel on. I mean, unless you're going on the space shuttle, I reckon you could give or take a couple of
Ounces.
stone. Yeah, a couple
exactly.
of ounces.
Yeah. Absolutely right. Well, we've put that to bed. Talking of eating knobs, Carol Thatcher, a daughter of one of our leaders.
Sure.
Well, you saw her in I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. She popped a couple of bollocks in the mouth,
Oh.
chewed them up, swallowed them.
Oh,
Kangaroo penis there, dried. She couldn't even get. It was so tough she couldn't even get through it. And then she Eventually she eats
What was it, like a pepperoni?
Yeah, and she said, what do you think of that, Carl?
What, eating that sort of stuff?
Yeah,
I watch it. I like those little trial bits, right?
yeah.
But what I don't think people realise is, right, it is hard eating a little kangaroo knob. Right?
Really? How do you know?
No, it's just, you think about it and you go, oh, I couldn't do that, right? But what they never mention on the TV programme, which I think takes it to the next level, right, they're eating that at like 7:30 in the morning.
Sure. Right.
Which
for
is
breakfast.
worse, innit?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If I was there and Ant and Dec said, right, Carl, eat the knob, I'd go, hang on a minute, give us a few hours, let me get some rice and that on my belly and just sort of fill me up a little bit more. I'll pop back at about 6:30 this evening,
Right.
have it ready. And I'd be happier then. It's just that thing of,
You
you've
just
been
don't,
asleep.
you don't want to eat. You don't eat animal genitals on an empty stomach.
So what are you saying? You could
I'm saying, like, I could eat a knob at night, but
just cut that there. We'll loop that. If any DJs are listening, just take that quote. I could eat a knob at night by Karl Pilkington. Maybe do a dance remix.
Yeah,
Just
I think maybe you're sort of a house producer and you could maybe get some kind of high energy beat going, and then we could just send that out to some of the gay clubs. I'm sure
Yeah.
it'd be really popular.
Please, anyone send us, that looped with a nice little, funky house beat. Karl Pilkington saying I could eat a knob at night.
it is hard eating a knob.
So what are you saying? You could,
I'm saying, like, I could eat a knob at night. 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 Knob at night. I could eat a 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 knob on a stick. I could eat a knob at night. 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 Do you know the other week when I came up with, like, a different idea of how we can sort of make the world run and that?
Can we just have a quick recap of that? Because I seem to remember it was a load of old arse.
It was ridiculous. It was he was saying that the world is overpopulated, so the system would be where people were living too long and stuff. So what happens is people live till 78. I don't know how you can enforce that, right?
Yeah.
But when they die, they've got a little baby in their stomach,
Right.
like a pip in an apple,
Yeah.
that then carries on when they die.
Right.
It wasn't a theory. It wasn't an idea. It was the ramblings of a mental
You're
case.
saying it's stupid, but someone's emailed in and said, "Oh yeah, that's pretty good." Just saying.
Go on.
If that's a no, right? I've been thinking.
It is a
about,
no.
What about if we do it the other way, right?
Ah.
Go on.
Somehow, I don't know how.
A
yet.
kid has an old lady?
That's what it's going to be, isn't it? A child give birth to an old man.
No. What I'm saying is, right?
Go on.
Work the other way round.
Come on then.
So if somehow we can inject something in like a body that's just died, right?
Listen to this. Imagine this is notes.
So-
when he hands it into the Nobel people,
Yeah.
and they go, if there's a way that we can inject something, they go, well, what? Well, I don't know the chemical formula, but something HO2.
Right. So anyway, so you inject it in the temple.
He's narrowed it down to the temple.
So what happens?
She sort of wakes up,
Amazing.
right? And she works the other way. So, like, she might be 77,
Yep.
and then she'll have a birthday, she's 76, and she's working that way,
Right.
if you know what I mean.
Okay.
Are you with me?
No, keep it.
Because the thing is, you've got...
No
I'm
idea.
really scared.
Yeah.
I'm really scared. This is the maddest thing you've ever said. This is madder than the old lady with the pip like an apple in her belly.
It sort of did work.
This is...
No, it didn't work. It worked in your head. It's like a dream that you wake up and go, oh, I've got a great theory. And
This
it's
is
like,
what. This is it. Let me just tell you the
Go on,
ending, because the endings works out a bit better.
Go on.
What I'm saying is, when you die, at the age of
78.
9 months,
What?
At the age of 9 months, because that's when you come out.
What do you mean when you die at the age of 9
You're
months?
not scared of dying because you're now a baby, so you don't know what's going on anyway. So there's no fear.
So you missed out a bit here. So this woman, what, literally gets younger and younger?
I think when she's in her 20s, she's in her old age, Rick.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because that's the fun part of your life, isn't it? When you're 20 and you've got all your energy and that. So before you die, you're actually having a good life, rather than it being the other way around.
But does she do different stuff than she did on the way up? Because she's already lived 78 years, hasn't she? Don't forget. She was a baby once, and she grew to 78 years, then someone stuck a needle in her head and said, right, back you go.
No, we'll forget all that bit.
Forget all that bit. How do we forget that bit?
What I'm saying
So
is...
she died and she doesn't remember all her... This is a new life, is it?
Let me just leave you with this.
Right, you're talking shit. Explain yourself.
But aren't the family getting younger as well? What's happened to the family?
Forget it then, we'll leave it as it is.
No, leave it as it is, shall we?
Can we all agree on that, guys, now? Should we agree to leave it as it is? Is that alright? Because I don't want to hear any more from the diaries of Charles Manson.
No, it's I mean, you're a fucking maniac.
Oh. Anyway, next time we're in the lift, check that out. That is true. Anyway, we've got 3 tickets for the three pairs of tickets for the Fall who are performing tonight at Kentish Town Forum. If you'd like to win them, here's a question for you: which Radio 1 rival station, which Radio 1 personality used to be a member of the Fall? If you know, then you can get in touch on 08700 800 1234. Or it's ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk.
Is it Chris Miles?
I don't want to give it away.
Is it John Peel?
I don't want to give it away.
Okay.
I don't want to give it away.
Okay.
But 2 words for you. Emma B.
It is indeed. We're just looking at the Polaroids, the test the photographers do, and
I'm not at all happy.
no, do you know what I mean? No, it's like I kid myself. I must walk around. It does take mirrors and photographs. And I go, oh no, yeah, I forgot I look like that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Sort of like you look at that. Look
Yeah.
at a tree
Look
trunk.
at me, Rick, there. That's always with me.
Oh, there was a bloke downstairs thought I was Johnny Vegas. He was going, I love those adverts with a monkey. I didn't have the nerve to say I'm not him. At one point, he actually said, I like that one when he hits you. And I went, yeah. He went, you do any more adverts? And I went, yeah, I'm doing a couple more. I just thought, God, it's gone too far now. I can't say I'm not Johnny Vegas.
So I'm not really listening, Rick, because I want to say to you, can you get me more square on?
Yeah.
Square on, I'm not so bad. It's from the side.
Yeah, the side looks bad.
All right, calm down, Rick. Jeez.
Yeah. We were,
Carl, what do you make of that? Pretty face.
yeah, this isn't great radio.
No, it's not.
I know we never do great radio,
Yeah.
but this is
This
really
certainly isn't. This is some of the
slippery
worst
slope.
we've done.
Yeah, we were talking before about Schindler's Lifts.
Yes.
Like those people just make one thing, and they're famous for that. Now, do you think the Monopoly commissions should investigate Armitage Shanks?
Yes.
Because I've never seen
Never seen another sink or toilet made by anyone else.
No, when did they take over this? Can you hear that clicking?
Yeah, would you just stop just for a second while we're just doing this?
Because he can't talk, because he's trying to make himself look so handsome.
Well, exactly, I've got to keep
He's
striking
straining
poses.
to sort of look normal.
I've just changed my mind. I want to, you remember that George Michael video where he doesn't appear, he just gets supermodels to play him?
Yeah.
Or kind of replace him. Can we do that maybe instead? Just get a leggy blonde in? That'd be fine.
In our place, like 5 people.
Exactly.
Instead of, this is Steve.
Exactly.
But he looks like 5 women. Yeah, no, that is Steve.
And so you were talking about Shanks.
Yeah, Shanks, Armitage.
They've got it sewn up. They've sewn
They
got it
have,
sewn
haven't
up.
they?
Yeah.
When did they sort of like get
I don't know
big?
who the Shanks people are. I don't think they make anything else, though. I've never seen them making anything else other than lavatories and sinks. They seem to have got that.
So who went, we're going to make so many urinals that there's going to be too many urinals. No one's going to have a look in. When anyone's out having a slash, they're just going to be thinking,
Yeah,
Armitage
but presumably
Shanks.
there's someone called Armitage Shanks who's got his
be.
name all over that. You know, whenever you meet him, you're just thinking, I've had a Waz.
On
And-
Armitage
on
Shanks.
Armitage Shanks. Is Waz a word? We can say Waz, can't we?
Yeah, or
I
piss
think
or
so.
slash.
Yeah, either of them's fine. Oh.
U2, Walk On. See, I like U2 again now. I liked them sort of, in the very early days, and I hated them for about 15 years. And then the last album, this and Beautiful Day, I think really good.
Thanks for that.
They've lost all their pomposity, don't you think?
I saw one of them saying that he felt this was the best album they've ever made.
I tell you what, I'm not going to argue with him, whoever it was, Steve.
Could well have been The Edge, not sure. Could have been Larry Mullen.
Real name David Evans.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Rick, you may recall that some time ago we gave people the opportunity to win some tickets for the Fall performing live at the Kentish Town Forum this evening.
Supported by Schindler.
Schindler. I know you're a big fan of them. And we have some winners.
I could have made more lifts.
The question I set was which Radio 1 personality used to be a member of The Fall. We did have some wrong answers. Wrong answers included Gary Davis,
Oh, I imagine him in the Fall. Oh, that is brilliant.
Noel Edmonds, and of course Ed Stewpot Stewart.
Oh, what's happened to Noel Edmonds? What's happened to lovely Nolly?
Noel's just utterly doomed, isn't he? No one will employ him now, it seems.
Well, we don't know that. That's probably libelous.
How is that libelous?
Well, he might be turning down stuff, and therefore might be sort of waiting for a big comeback with Noel's House Party 2002. For all you know,
you're right. It is libelous.
Yeah.
Thanks for pointing that out, Rick. In case there are any lawyers thinking that's not libelous. No, actually, good point.
Yeah.
So the winners are Minna, who's from Finland, apparently, according to these notes here. Minna.
Why is that funny?
Well, how would she have called him from Finland?
Well, no. When someone says where you from, she might have been here for like a year. I go, well, Finland.
Well, I've embarrassed myself. Sorry about that, Rick. Thanks for tearing me apart. That was fascinating radio. Vinny's also one. He's from Surrey.
Imagine coming from Surrey.
And Tom Prince from Camden. What a great name. Tom Prince. They're all the lucky winners.
I think we've lost it. No, I was really good. The first few weeks, thought, yeah, and even the first hour. But this last 20 minutes, I feel that I've bored myself.
Yeah.
What's happened?
I think it's because you keep picking me up on every single thing I say. It can't help, surely. And then if it's not you, it's Carl having a go.
Yeah, but he's more going for your looks. I'm more working on your personality.
Right, sure.
But together...
So it's my fault now that the show's going
No, but
downhill.
it's like, you know, we're sort of like your mentors. You've got to be harsh. It's like, you're like Eliza Doolittle. And we've got lots of little stylists in, like they do with, like, you know, makeovers and that, all that, faking it. They get in, like, me and Carl. Carl's working on your looks. I'm doing your personality. We're going to get, like, stylists in and, you know, coaches. And then you have to do a date. And the woman has to, and there's 3 other blokes, and she has to work out what the freak amongst them is. And you've got to go, no one voted for you as the freak.
Yeah, Rick, I've known you for 3 years. I don't think you're count for that job.
Groove Armada, Superstyle on XFM 104.9. It's nearly the end of the show, Steve.
It is.
I'm going to try harder next week.
Yeah.
I mean, it started off well, and then I didn't get bored. I couldn't concentrate.
I know what you mean. I thought I tried hard early on with the anecdotes that embarrassed me and which Carl just used as
well,
venom.
I had the funny bullshit T-shirt I had, and the you know,
I had the woman, you know, walking around in my clumpy shoes.
I had the washing with me.
Oh, they were classic anecdotes, Rick.
Oh, I love the first hour.
I love the first hour. There should definitely be a sort of show on Saturday evenings on XFM with Kate Thornton and
Richard Blackwood.
Blackwood would be good.
Moyles in going.
Just remembering
the first hour. They used to. Oh, it'd be great, wouldn't it?
That'd be lovely.
Oh, it'd be amazing. There's people taking our photographs, which I'm not happy with.
No,
I'll be
I'm not
honest. I'm gonna have someone. Because I know
I'm
only joking. He stopped. I was only joking. Oh, I've offended someone, which I don't like to do. And then we all the stuff about.
I'm worried
lifts,
I'm worried because I didn't know that the photos were going to be taken.
Yeah.
That we won't seem quite as hip and down with the kids as we thought we would on account of wearing these tuxedos.
I'm telling you now, that is ironic. We are down by law. This next track is Ice Cube. It was a good day. It's my selection for the hip hop track.
Yeah.
As you know, we want to spread the word of.
A lot of people don't seem to realise that hip hop is music as well, and it's out there, and it should be enjoyed by kids. And it's at the moment, it's kind of quite an eclectic thing, you know, it's very underground.
Yeah.
We're trying to bring it into the mainstream.
Yeah, and in this, you know, Cube says it was a good day, you know, simple things like he didn't use his AK. That's the sort of world he lives in. That's what he's trying to get across.
And it talks to you about your life.
Sure.
Yeah, respect
This is
it.
Well, there you go. Ice Cube, it was a good day.
Great song.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you've got a great song coming up as well.
I have indeed. It's the song for the ladies, Rick. We'll leave people with that. Have you seen the film Magnolia?
I have.
It's one of the most underrated movies. It didn't get a single Oscar nomination. It's absolutely fantastic. Breathtaking cinema.
Yeah, it's
made by the
fantastic.
guy that made Boogie Nights. Absolutely fantastic. Tom Cruise is in it, loads of people. And the soundtrack is entirely written by Amy Mann. Now, I don't know if she's normally the sort of person they play on XFM, but she's a singer-songwriter of great skill, I think.
Yeah.
And this is a song that features in one of the most breathtaking moments
It's
in the film.
amazing when they all
Incredible
sing.
sequence.
Yeah, it all brings it together. It is, you know, we won't come across, obviously.
No,
here,
but it nevertheless
still
is a good song. It's called Wise Up. We'll be playing that in a second. But otherwise, Rick, that's it, isn't it?
That is it. What will you be doing tonight, Steve?
What are we doing tonight, Rick? Probably gonna be staying in.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what, and doing what?
Watching some telly.
Oh,
yeah.
That's not always I know you. Did I see a couple of cans of weak lager in your carrier bag?
I did sneak them in, yeah.
You're not going to drink them both tonight, are you?
What are you, my mother?
Okay, chill out, do what you want.
Oh.
Will you be sleeping alone again?
If I play my cards right.
Will you be having a little tug just to get yourself off to sleep?
I'll probably have a couple of tugs. If
So
there's something saucy on Channel 5, I will.
XFM 104.9.
Here's Wise Up. Amy Mann, enjoy it.